It's your boy, the Christian Imperialist here. It is Friday, March 21st, giving you the lens flare because, J.J. Abrams is directing this one. Uh, hey, I want to talk to y'all about short-term rentals real quick and the difference that happens in the space, what it is, what it isn't. So typically when people get into real estate, they think of, having tenants, and that's long-term rentals. What determines long-term rentals, at least in the state of Texas, is 30 days rented in the same property. So short-term rentals are anything that's shorter than 30 days, legally speaking. And why is this distinction important? Well, if someone stays longer than 30 days in your short-term rental, they can claim that it's now long-term rental, and they can claim that that's their primary residence, which means that technically someone could stay short term and then start squatting at day 31, and then you have months and litigation to get them out. So it's important to understand the distinction between short term and long term rental. That being said, there is kind of this odd thing that it's not legally a term, but it's called medium term rentals. These are traveling nurses, work crews. Um, I have traveling professors that are only at a university for, a stint doing some research. Uh, Usually, medium term is, I want to say, it depends on what your lease agreement looks like. Most of them, they will sign an agreement, or they'll have an employer that is paying for their per diem or something like that for them to stay. But usually it's anywhere between like 3 weeks to maybe 6 months. The reason why 6 months is kind of the cutoff is that technically, if you go to like an apartment complex, you could probably get a long term lease for 6 months. That might be the shortest amount that they will do. So if you're kind of scaling it, it's like 1 day to 30 days, and then like 30 days to maybe 6 months, 5 months, and 29 days is medium term, and then long term is 6 months and beyond. But legally speaking, the difference is between 30 days forward, and so it's really important. I'll be honest, I haven't had a medium term by that fake definition in quite some time, simply because I'm not on Furnish Finder. Maybe I ought to, but the truth is, like, my cleaners like getting a lot of work. We pay per turnover, so they like that. They're not hourly. So the more turnovers that we have, the happier they are. The happier they are, the more work they get. And if I have a few of my units just unoccupied or unclean because you have long-term, medium-term tenants, uh, then my cleaners aren't getting work, and I want to make them happy. I want to continue with their loyalty. They do a great job, and they get paid well per clean. And so if they're having to wait, 2 months before their next clean on one of my rentals, they're not making any money during that time. And as I continue to expand, maybe I will include some more medium term rentals. But right now, my cleaners are happy. There's a rotation of about, I don't know, four to five, depending on, one of them's got like, a daughter that helps, that's, over 18. She's working for the company as well. And so, um, they're happy. They're getting a lot of work. They're making good money. Most of my units, I don't think they spend more than 2 hours on property doing the clean. So, you know, anyway, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that today and just give you all that definition, at least here in Texas. I'm pretty sure a lot of other states kind of model it the same way. When it comes to taxes, especially, anything less than 30 days is required to be hotel and occupancy tax. But long-term tenancy, not so much. Now, that being said, the reason you haven't seen me is because we just turned a duplex into 2 short-term rental units, and it's been very good already. Not just the renovation and the prospect of refinancing the property, but we got 1 unit done completely, and during that time, we ended up doing the second one. And when we renovated the second unit, we had the first one on short-term rental, and over that month, it generated more revenue than having 2 long-term tenants uh, with the old leases. And so I'm not saying I'm going to quadruple the revenue flow, but it or at least double it. Yeah, it's probably going to be at least double. Um, and I don't want to say that's atypical, because yes, you increase your revenue, but you also increase your liabilities and your expenditures. We take care of utility cost, internet. If you had a renter in there, they want internet, they're paying for it. Unless you're in an apartment complex that has like a group rate or something like that. So anyway, that's all I got today. It's Friday. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's a long video. Sorry, I'm chilling waiting for my kid to finish up softball. So it is what it is. All right. Later, guys. Bye.